Welcome to the My Friend Had a Baby podcast with Scott and Alex. There's also some rude words. Enjoy!
My friend had a baby, now he don't sleep no more.
Welcome to the My Friend Had a Baby podcast, all about parenting, babies and birth, hosted by two dads. This show will give you the insights into what it takes to raise kids from dad's point of view, with guests who actually know what they're talking about. My name is Alex and I'm joined by Scott. Welcome, Scott.
My name's Scott and I'm about to have baby number one, unlike my significantly experienced and fertile friend Alex.
Diapers on the dashboard.
For me, both of our three children so far have been natural. Yours has taken a bit longer and required some assistance and an interesting journey.
So, first of all, weird flex, bro. Coming in about the three naturals. It's like,
sorry,
I'm here getting a leg up. And you're just like
what can I say?
Blasting fucking number one hits left, right, and center. We meet with a fertility specialist, and the sweet spot in the middle is essentially it's a glorified turkey baster, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a long, clear plastic tube.
Oh god!
And single use as well. They haven't. It's like, shouldn't you be using a cardboard tube for this? I said, I'm pretty sure you can get fertility tubes that are pasta now and they're biodegradable.
Diapers on the dashboard. Milk stains on the...
I know that a lot of stuff can transfer through breastfeeding as well. I had a cousin of mine had a daughter and his wife at the time had a Vindaloo, and the next day baby was...
Jesus, I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Baby was not happy. It's like going in for the milk and just gone, oh, God, what is this?
Oh, God. What have you done? This is my favourite food and you fucked it up. This is all I like. I don't like anything else. Don't fucking ruin this for me.
In this episode, the boys talk to Peter Coombe. Wow, that's pretty exciting.
Peter, you've got four, don't you?
4 children, 3 girls, and 3 daughters and a son, and I've got 7 grandchildren. Every birthday I write them a poem. Each one I wrote a poem. And I've been doing that for the last sort of 15 or so years. A birthday party to each of the grandchildren, and each time I read them the poem. And it's always kind of quirky and kind of a bit silly, but I always try and incorporate what they've been doing in the last 12 months. So they'll be doing something sporty, or that'll come into the poem. If they've been somewhere special, that'll come into the poem. But it's become quite a lovely family tradition.
That's beautiful.
In this episode, Scott and Alex talk to Nathan. Nathan's got 4 kids, all under one roof. Wow.
I think for me, the best way to parent is, trust your gut. Take a bit of intuition into it, but realistically, you're just caring about people all the time. These are the people you most want to care about, so it just it becomes a thing. It just becomes natural.
Have you had any of those moments where you've been doing something or you've totally ballsed something up and your kids have just given you the old side eye and gone, wait a minute?
I remember probably the first night we took first child home, I was like, they let us home with a human. That's nuts. Why would they do that?
In this episode, the boys talk today about his brain tumour and raising a son. Wow, sounds hard.
The last question I have for you, Dave, is describe to us when you woke up from surgery, you got home, or if it was in the hospital and you had that opportunity to hug your son.
That was a bloody good moment. You know that feeling, and Scott, you're going to absolutely love this feeling. You know that feeling, Alex, when your kid is super sooky, they contact nap you for hours, and that feeling you get when they first wake up, see you're still there, and they smile at you? It was 100 times that.
How to dad, how to do.
The How to Dad segment is asking each other a question about things to do with dad life.
Got no clue.
My dad question this week for How to Dad: how old is too old for your child to sit on your lap?
Oh, that's interesting. What do you think will be the first movie you sit down and watch with your kid?
Oh, that's such a fucking wholesome question. That is so wholesome. You're definitely leaning into that Mr. Clean persona, aren't you? Like compared to mine, where it's like, when do you start rejecting your child's love?
How are you going to explain the birds and the bees to your son?
Let the boy watch.
Another thing that will always be there until the end of the universe is Word of the Week. Scott, if you'd like to intro us into the music.
Cue that music.
Time for Word of the Week.
This Word of the Week is mucus plug.
I told you I'm struggling to read about this stuff.
No, it's
and
fine.
you immediately launch into this. Meconium, which is the first sticky dark green stool of a newborn.
Diastasis recti.
Fontanelle, commonly known as the soft spot on a baby's head.
Colostrum.
Posterior fornix.
Oh, that's probably the most complicated one we've had yet.
Posterior fornix is the deepest recess at the top of the vagina. It's essentially like a little motel for sperm.
Oh.
So the man
Does-
ejaculates, or in the clinical term, jizzes, if you will. And it, like all the strong ones, they go like they're just like, yeah, the Spartans. They blast.
Oh, so they're
gone.
not hanging
gone.
around. They're not stopping in the
they're
hotel.
just like
Okay.
fucking catch ya. I'm out here for egg. I came here to swim and bust egg. Right? That's your Spartans. They're out on the move. Then you got your lazy boys.
If you enjoyed this podcast, consider leaving a review. It helps people find this podcast. Share with your friends or family. Love my daddy!
We got Damien with us here today, who has a herd. Is it when you've got more than 4 kids? Do you have a herd of children or a flock of children? A murder of children?
I think it's a murder.
He's got a group of them anyway.
All up, I've got 5 kids. So my granddad served in World War II. My dad served. My uncles have served. My sister served. I served. And now my son serves. So every generation in my family. Probably one of the most traumatic experiences I had goes back to 2004. But this is one that really sticks to mind because it talks about value of life and being that we're here to talk about parenting. It plays right into that space as well. So I was in Iraq. We were sitting on the 14 July Bridge, which is an American checkpoint going from the Badlands into the green zone, into the safe area. We lived in the Badlands, or the red zone, off University Drive, for those that are anywhere near familiar with Baghdad. And we were heading across the 14 July Bridge and we were sitting in the American checkpoint, waiting to go through. Car in front of us was being checked when all of a sudden a young lad appeared. So left-hand drive, so appeared. I was sitting in the passenger seat. It was only myself and my driver, another close protection operator. So up next to my window on the right side of the car appeared a young lad who then proceeded to open his shirt and was wearing a suicide vest. I heard him say to the Americans, "I don't want to die." The checkpoint was shut down. Nobody in, nobody out, while they dealt with this young lad. Fortunately, they got the vest off him, so he didn't die, and he was taken by the US. And then where he went from there, I couldn't even speculate. I would like to hope that he was given treatment and some safe passage somewhere. It turned out that vest was put on him by his dad. He was expected to detonate that vest on his own to kill Americans. And he allowed Allied force. So if that vest had detonated, potentially I wouldn't have been sitting here.
Oh, my friend had a baby, world turned upside down.